Gama Ganeshay Namah. Today, we will cover a very important topic. And although it is mentioned in many classics, but it is not used that vividly. The Dasha, Kalchakra Dasha. This Dasha has can be found in BPHS, Jatak Parijat, Valdipika, Jatak Deshmarga. In these four classics, you can read about this Dasha. Although some slight methodology, there is a difference. But overall, BPHS and Jatak Parijat, Talpik also, you can go through and understand about this Dasha. As per Maharishi Parashara, this Dasha was explained by Mahadeva to his consort, Maa Parvati. And it has come to us through Maharishi Parashara. Further, I have mentioned a few authors' name where they have done extensive research on this topic. And the oldest book which is available, which at least I have read, is of Sri Diwan Ramchandra Kapoor. It's in Hindi, and so there you can find it. Then by Mr. S.M. Singh, Kalchakra Dasha. UK Jha has also written a book on Kalchakra Dasha, although it's very tough to understand. Then by R. Santanan, there is a book called Essential of Predictive Hindu Astrology, where it is very easily written. So there also you can read about this. And by Mr. Sumit Chugh in Yogini and Kalchakra Dasha book. So these are the books where you can actually find about the details of Kalchakra Dasha. It's a fantastic Dasha, and I will try to explain about this Dasha as far as my capability. Now, why this Dasha is important? This Dasha is mainly important to understand about the Arista, which is a misfortune time. It's a very accurate way you can identify the misfortune, the Arista time of a Jatak. Second, Mrityu, which again comes part of the Arista or the Maraka. And also some major events like life-changing events. Whenever the phases, whenever it happens, it can be easily identified through this particular Dasha. So the fundamentals of Kalchakra Dasha, let us understand. See, Kalchakra is a nakshatra-based Navamsha Rashi Dasha. I'm repeating, it is nakshatra-based Navamsha Rashi Dasha. And it is very sensitive to birth time correction. It depends on the Janma Nakshatra, where the moon is there in the Rashi, and the Pada, the moon Pada in the Janma Nakshatra. So it is very sensitive, whoever has got the correct birth time, they can actually go through this. Otherwise, there will be difference, huge difference. It was a very sensitive Dasha. The four pillars of KCD, to understand this Dasha, we have to understand four concepts of Kalchakra Dasha. These are the Savya and the Apasavya Nakshatra, the Jiva and the Deha Rashi, the Gati or the jump or the leap, that also we have to understand. And lastly, the Paramayu. I will explain one by one. So one cautionary note I want to tell it to everyone that this is a very advanced form of Dasha, and it is bit complex. So whoever is advanced student of astrology, deep into astrology, they might find it very useful. Otherwise, for a novice person, they can watch this particular video, but they may not understand. So with this caution, I have made this video only for educational purpose, and I just want to keep it online so that whenever person wants to understand about this Dasha, if he comes to to my channel and see this particular Dasha, he may it may help him to understand. So this is a one caution which I want to give it to everyone. It's a very advanced and concept based on Jiva and Deha Rashi. So I will explain. So with all my limitations, It's my humble effort actually to explain about this Dasha. Hope I succeed. With the blessing of Lord Shiva, let us start with Dasha. Om Namah Shivaya. The first pillar is Savya and Apasavya Nakshatra. What is Savya and what is Apasavya? If left is Savya, right is Apasavya. What is right and what is not right is a contrast of Savya and Apasavya. In astrology, in Brihad Samhita, if you go through, you will find in chapter, I think 18 or something like that, Brihad Samhita is about from Varamira, where he has mentioned this particular word, where he has given this particular topic, which is to this context, Savya is basically the direct motion. The direct motion, and Apasavya is the retrograde motion. So that way we have to understand Savya is a direct and Apasavya is a retrograde. But it's more deeper into that. I'll explain. Now, what it's done is basically the 27 nakshatras, they're divided into two groups, three each, like the Ashwini Bharini Kritika in the first group, which is Savya Nakshatra, the Rohini Mrigasira in the second group, which is in the like Apasavya Nakshatra. Again, the next three into the Savya, the next three into the Apasavya, like that. So let me show you. Just a moment. So this is how it is divided. The 27 nakshatra are divided into two parts. One is a Savya group and the other one is a Apasavya group. In the Savya group, there are 15 nakshatras, and in the Apasavya group, there are 12 nakshatras. So the group A is Ashwini, Bharini, Kritika. The group B is Rohini, Mrigasira, and Adra. Group B, Punarvasu, Pushya, Ashlisha. Apasavya B, Magha, Purva Falguni, Uttar Falguni. But like this, it is divided. Like here, there are 15, and here there are 12. This is clockwise, and this is anti-clockwise. Now, this is not just the division. Carefully, if you notice, you will see that Ashwini, Harini, and Kritika, Rohini, Mrigasira, but the Adra is not falling under Rohini, but under Mrigasira. So, what I mean to say is that Savya Nakshatra is also divided into two parts, Ashwini and Bharini. Apasavya is also divided into two parts, Rohini and Mrigasira. Now, the distribution of the three nakshatra falls like this, Ashwini, Bharini, then again under the Ashwini group, which is Kritika. Here, it is Rohini, Mrigasira, not in the Rohini group, but in the Mrigasira group, Adra. So, now, this is deeper. This is deeper. What I mean to say is, after the division, carefully try to see the picture. Just see the picture. What you will see is, if I delete everything, all the nakshatra names from this particular thing, the diagram becomes something like this. It is kind of a reflection of this particular thing. The entire Savya nakshatra is basically the reflection, which is the Apasavya. You see, it is full, it is full, it is this part half, it is this part half, it is full, it is full, it is this part half, it is this part half. So just the opposite. If you put a mirror here, you will find this is just an opposite to this. Now here I'm trying to make you understand about emotion. Further, this can also be divided into one more part. Let us see the image 3. Before going to that, I will come back to the image 1. Here it is Ashwini group, it is Bharini group, it is Rohini group, it is Mrigachara group. Ashwini Bharini falls under the Savya, which is a clockwise, and Rohini and Mrigasira fall in the Apasavya, which is the anti-clockwise. Bharini and Rohini and Ashwini and Mrigasira. Now you see what I mean to say. As we have seen, it's a mirror image. Now, if you carefully see, this is same to this. This reflection is same to this reflection, and this reflection is same to this reflection. So A equals to D and B equals to C. Now, why I'm saying all this is, I will explain, because here the flow of the Nakshatra Dasha has got a relevance to it. Let us go back to the presentation. This will be further understood in the next few steps. Now, the second pillar is Jiva and Deha Rashi. So, here a few concepts I want to explain so that you understand why Mahadev has given this particular dasha to Parvati ji and why this is important and mentioned in all the major classical books. The Jiva and the Deha Rashi. To understand the Jiva and the Deha Rashi, we have to understand the following concepts. The Kalchakra is basically a correlation of a prana. Just a moment. The Kalchakra is a correlation of a prana, which is a Jiva, and the Deha. What do I mean by the correlation of prana and Deha? So further, to understand the Jiva, please note the following. Ayu. As per Charak Samhita, which is Ayurveda, like the great scholar of Ayurveda, this is roughly translated as the lifespan. It's basically the lifespan. Ayu is a lifespan. From the very inception of the life during the fertilization of sperm and ovum till the departure of the prana from the body. So what is Ayu? Why I'm saying this all is because Jiva and Deha Rashi is a foundation of Kalchakra Dasha, which has to be understood to understand the Kalchakra Dasha. Ayu is basically the lifespan as per Charak Samhita, which start from the inception of the fertilization of the sperm and ovum at the mother's womb till the time, till the departure of the prana from the body. That entire duration is called Ayu. In Sanskrit, Ayu is basically also called as wind or air or Vayu Tattva. So it is Vayu Tattva, which is Ayu. For the same reason as Vayu is Shani Karaka, Shani is the Karaka of longevity. So if Shani is afflicted in your chart, then there will be an affliction in the Ayu part. So this is Ayu. Now, as Ayu is mentioned that it is a departure of the prana from the body, we have to understand what is prana. So prana is basically a cycle of breathing, like one inhaling and exhaling is basically is called a prana, which is approximately 4 seconds. And it is also called shoham. When we breathe, we take show, and when we exhale, we do a sound called hum. So hum or hum, so whatever you say. So prana is basically the jiva, which actually comes to the body. Without the body, the jiva cannot survive. You can't breathe. If you don't have body, how do you breathe? So basically, this prana, which is a jiva, this technically we are trying to understand. 6 prana, which is 4 second into 6, which is 24 second, makes 1 pul. 60 pul, 60 means 1 minute. So 16, 1 minute into 24 is 24 minute, which is 1 Gati. And 60 Gati makes 1 day, which is 24 hours. So that means prana is a unit of time and the bija is breathing. So prana is nothing but a breathing and it is unit of time based on which the time scale is measured. Now the question comes, how do we die? Now these are important to understand Kalchakra Dasha. That's the reason I'm explaining this. Without the context, you won't understand. How we die? Let us understand. This is part of Swara Yoga. See the Ida Nadi, which is the left nostril, and the Pingala, which is the right nostril, they continuously pass throughout the day. Like, sometimes the left nostril is dominant, sometimes the right nostril is dominant. It's another very big wing of like the Vedic studies. So let us not go into that. So what happened is every inhale, with every inhale, a person basically inhales 8 angulas of oxygen. Angulas is nothing in your finger. There are 4 lines, 3 lines, basically 4 lines. So these are called, in Bengali, we say for gona. Like, you count that finger now inside, like within the finger, you count that. So one particular, that block is called angula. So 8 angula of oxygen we inhale and 12 angula we exhale. Hence, with every breathing, we are basically losing 4 units of prana vayu. As years goes by, we decay, we become old, and finally we die. So that is the concept. How we die? Because we die because the prana which comes to our body, and actually, like with every breathing cycle, a normal breathing cycle, like 4-second cycle, we are breathing, like inhaling 8 angulas of air and exhaling 12 angulas of air, and that by that we are actually coming towards the death. That's how the time goes by. We decay, we become old, and finally the day comes and it's like exhausted. So when we die, either the prana leaves the body leaves the body, or deha. Also, understand that if the body is wasted, like there is an accident and the body is damaged and body is gone, then also the prana leaves. Because without the body, how you will take the oxygen? So without the body, the prana cannot leave. Hence, the jiva and the deha are mutually correlated. The jiva and the deha are mutually correlated. So basically, the jiva here you can understand about the soul which comes inside you and which lives when the body, like when we die, the body leaves the body. But without the body, the jiva cannot live. Actually, without the body, the jiva cannot survive. So both are correlated, and the jiva and the deva are the mutually correlated. That's the base of particularly Kalchakra Dasha. In Kalchakra, Jiva and Deha are assigned a sign. So there will be a sign which is the Deha sign, and there will be a sign which is the Jiva sign. These are the most important signs based on which the entire Dasha will start and end. The prana reside in the Jiva Rashi. So the prana Vayu resides in the Jiva Rashi. As Deha is mass, the body takes a shape, so it takes a mass, it occupies a space actually. So Jiva, and we know that Jiva is prana, so it is time. So body is space and Jiva is time. So basically, this dasha is about the time and space. So the relationship with the Karana, which is the causal body, which is the soul, which is the Jiva, and the Stula Sharira, which is the gross body, is a very logic of the Jiva and Deha Rashi as well as Kalchakra Dasha. I will explain this. As of now, you understand that the Jiva is basically the soul, the pranavai, which we have, and the Deha is the body, which we have. This is when the breathing and the body lose the, the particularly like the balance, or the body and the Jiva, they lose out. One particular thing lose out, the person dies. That's how the entire Ayu is calculated. That's how the entire Dasha is calculated. So it's a very, very accurate Dasha through which a person lifetime can be calculated. The Maraka and the Arista time can be calculated. This is a foundation actually. So that's the reason I'm trying to understand. Again, I'm telling this is for the advanced student. Whoever wants to understand the concept, they can be benefited from it. So let us go to the Jiva and Deha Rashi. The Jiva and the Deha Rashi are dependent on the Janma Nakshatra and Pada. Let us see this particular diagram. Focus here. Just focus here. First, we are talking about the Savya Nakshatra. So the first one is Sabya Nakshatra, which the stable, which I have to explain it to you. Now, this table basically is from BPHS, and carefully, if you understand what I mean to say, you will understand the entire table. You see, the Savya Nakshatra has got two groups, which I have already explained. The Ashwini group, which has the Ashwini, Kritika, Punarvasu, Ashlisha, Asta, Swati, Mula, Uttarashada, Purvabhadra, and Revati Nakshatra. And the Bharini has also got the five nakshatras, which is Bharini, Pushya, Chitra, Purvashada, and Purvabhadra. The Padas. Now, say, imagine you're born in Revati, Pada 1. So, this is a Pada. So, basically, there are four Padas of each nakshatra. 1, 2, 3, 4 for the Ashwini group, and for the Bharini group, 1, 2, 3, 4. The Deha Lord for the Ashwini group start with Aries, and the Lord of Aries is Mars. So it start, these are the 9 division of Navamsha of a Rashi, 1 to 9. So Aries, for the entire Ashwini group, even if you are Mula Nakshatra, you are Hasta Nakshatra, you are Revati Nakshatra, the things start, if you're Pada 1, then it starts from Aries. See how the flow is. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, and Sagittarius. The entire Rashi ends here. This is the one Dasha. If you're in Pada 1, I will explain it to you. Now, the last one is always the Jiva Rashi. This 9 is Jiva Rashi. And the Lord is Jupiter. A Savya Nakshatra always start with Deha Rashi and always end with the Jiva Rashi. So basically, Aries, Taurus till Sagittarius, and the Lord of the Jiva is Jupiter, and the Deha is Mars. For the second Pada, if you notice, Sagittarius is ending here, Capricorn is starting here. So 8, 9, and then 10. So the second Pada there, Deha Lord is Saturn. So Capricorn, Aquarius, it is going direct from Aries to Pisces, it is going direct. But once it comes to Pisces, there is a jump. This leap, there is a leap. Gati. There's a triangle from Pisces to Scorpio. Then it goes backward from Scorpio, Libra, Virgo. From Virgo, there is one more jump. There is one sign skipped. From Virgo to, instead of Leo, it is Cancer. From Cancer, again, it is straight, which is Leo. And from Leo, again, there is a one Rashi gap, which is Gemini. Instead of going to Cancer, it is going to Gemini. So here we see two special jumps. Pisces, Scorpio, Virgo to Cancer. This particular Virgo to Cancer. And this is one sign skipped. And this is again Leo to Gemini, which is one sign skipped. From Gemini, the next backward comes Taurus. So the Deha Lord of the third Pada is Venus. Taurus, Aries, Pisces, it is going back. Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, Sagittarius. Again, from Sagittarius, it goes to Aries. Then it becomes direct. So basically, the sensitive points are Pisces to Scorpio, Sagittarius to Aries, and from Virgo to Cancer, and Leo to Gemini. This particular thing, the Rashi, actually, there is a jump. So the first it goes straight, then it goes backward. Once it comes to Sagittarius, it again comes to the triangle Rashi Aries, then it start again. So Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. So Cancer means the fourth Pada is Moon is the Deha Lord. Leo, Virgo, in this way it goes and ends to Pisces, Jupiter. This Paramayu I will discuss. Similarly for the Bharini, as we see from Pisces, there is a jump. From Pisces, there is a Scorpio. So here, because you see that it is coming direct, Saturn, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, and then to Scorpio, it's going back. So here you see from Pisces, it is going back to Scorpio, Libra, then again the same thing. And in this way, it actually ends up. So basically, if you see, For the group 1, the Deha Lord is Mars, Saturn, Venus, and Moon. The Rashis are Aries, Capricorn, Taurus, and Cancer. For the second group, the Deha Rashi is again the same as Mars, Saturn, Venus, Moon, Mars, Saturn, Venus, Moon. But the first 3 dashas are different. Here the dashas start with Aries, although it is of Mars, but it is Aries. Here the Deha Rashi is Scorpio. So it starts with Scorpio. It starts with Aquarius. Here it is with Capricorn. It is Taurus. It is here is Libra. However, the Jiva Lord, the Jupiter, Mercury, Mercury, Jupiter, Jupiter, Mercury, Mercury, Jupiter. Jiva can only be Jupiter and Mercury. That is also clearing out from this particular diagram. So all the Rashis who has got 2 signs except the moon, Leo is not considered here. See, Mars has got 2 signs, Saturn has got 2 signs, Venus has got 2 signs. These are all Deha Lord, and moon is also considered. But for Jiva, only Jupiter and Mercury. The dual Rashis are the Jiva Rashis. Coming to the Apasavya, as we know that it is divided into 2 groups, the Rohini and the Mrigasara group. Rohini has got 5 and Mrigasara got 8. Again, the Pada wise. Unlike the Savya, which start with the Deha Rashis, Deha Lord, Deha Rashis, here it start with the Jiva Rashis. So it start with Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Leo, Cancer. Again, you can see this is not the leaf. This is not the leaf. Just a moment. I've just given a wrong coloring here. This is not the leaf. This is not the leaf. The leaf is basically here. The leaf is basically here. The leaf is basically here. Again, you see from Cancer, it is going to Virgo, then Libra, then Scorpio. Then again, there is a 5 Rashi jump, Pisces. And this way it will end up to Libra. In the third Pada, here there is a jump from Aries to Sagittarius. Final jump. And in the fourth Pada, again there is a Gemini, Leo, Cancer, and Virgo. In this way, the second group is also done. See, from Scorpio, it is coming ahead, Pisces. You see, from Scorpio, here you see Scorpio, Pisces. Here we saw Pisces, Scorpio in Sabya group. Here we are seeing Scorpio, Pisces in Apasabya group. So from Scorpio, say coming to Pisces, and it is starting. So again, if you see the Jiva Rashi, for Apasabya, the Jiva is a starting for Rashi Dasha. So here it is, again, the Jiva is the Jupiter, Mercury, and Jupiter. And for the Deha, the Apasabya ends with the Deha, which is Moon, Venus, Saturn, and Mars. Now, so now, as you see carefully, what you see? You see, let me minimize the screen. You see, this particular, now focus like a layman. This particular line you see, Aries, Scorpio, Sagittarius. You see, this particular Pada 1 is absolutely same as the Pada 4 of the Mrigasura group. So it is starting with Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, and ending up in Sagittarius. And it is starting with Sagittarius, is ending up in Aries. The Pada 2, which starts with Capricorn, ends in Gemini. Here, the Pada 2 basically is the Pada 3 of this particular group. So basically, if you see, these are all reflections. This particular thing is reflection to this. This particular Pada 2 is reflection to this. This particular is reflection to this. This particular is reflection to this. Similarly, this particular is reflection to this. This particular is reflection to this. This particular is reflection to this, and this reflection is to this. They are the mirror. That's how that it is particularly designed. So I was explaining you this particular thing. Now I think it will be clear. So this part is basically this part, but inverse. And this part is basically this part, but inverse. So I hope it is clear what I mean to say, how the design is done, particularly this Dasha. This is so higher level. This is so great that this kind of Dasha is there, and I happen to learn about this. So what I mentioned here is, you see, SA1. SA1 means Savya Ashwini 1 Pada, and AM4 means Apasavya Mrigasara 4 Pada. These are same. These are same. This is same, and this is same. This is same. This is same. This is same, and this is. So if you see the Harini one and the Rohini 4, which are same, these have all got the Paramayu as 100. Now, Paramayu is basically the entire Dasha period. So, whoever is born in the Pada 1 of Savya Nakshatra, Ashwini group, or Apasavya Nakshatra, Mrigasara group, Pada 4, or Savya Nakshatra, Bharini, Pada 1, or Apasavya Nakshatra, Rohini, Pada 4, they are all having Dasha period, which is called Paramayu, of 100 years. Similarly, Pada 2 and Pada 3 of Savya and Apasavya will have 85. Pada 3 and Pada 2 of Savya and Apasavya will have 83 years. And Pada 4 and Pada 1 of Savya and Apasavya will have 86 years. What I mean by this? You see, some pointer from this particular presentation. The dual signs, the point number 2, are always the Jiva Rashi, and always it is Jupiter and Mercury. So Jupiter and Mercury are so important. They brings the Jiva to you. The Savya start with Deha and ends with Jiva, as we have seen. It is starting with Aries and ending with Sagittarius, the Pada 1. And similarly, the Apasavya start with the Jiva and ends with Deha. The Rashi flow, we are trying to understand the Rashi flow, which is mirror reflection. The Rashi and the Lord, Mars, Venus, Saturn, Moon, are only Deha Rashis. So whichever Rashi this particular planet own, Mars, Venus, Saturn, and Moon, they are only the Deha Rashis. Leo is neither Jiva nor Deha. This is the only Rashi which is left out. Now let us understand the jump, the Gati, which I have explained. The first one is a Manduk Gati, which is frog jump. It is from Virgo to Cancer and Leo to Gemini. So it is like skipping one particular Rashi. See, Virgo, then it will come basically Leo, then the Cancer will come. But here it Virgo to directly Cancer. Similarly, Leo to Cancer it will come, but instead of that, it is Leo to Gemini. So this is basically one jump, one type of jump, which is called Manduk jump. Manduk means frog. Manduk Gati. Simha Simhalokana is a lion or the trinal jump. It only happens in two Rashis, from Sagittarius to Aries and from Pisces to Scorpio. That's a trinal jump, Simhalokana. So that is the second jump. The third jump is called Markata. Markata is a monkey jump, is a backward jump. It is basically only happens from Leo to Cancer. So these are the three main, Leo to Cancer. Apart from this, there is one more jump which is mentioned in, and this I have found practically very, very important. It is also mentioned in R. Santhanan's book. This is Punaragamana. Punaragamana. So what is Punaragamana? Let me explain you. You see, the third pada, what I mentioned is, just a moment. The third pada of all the four groups has this dasha repeating. Punar means repetition or coming again. This gati gives completely different result than the previous one. Now, what I mean by this is, you see the third pada of every nakshatra. Here you will see that the Taurus, this in this case I have marked in blue, the Taurus and Taurus is basically an Aries are basically repeating in the same dasha line. So if a person is born in pada 3, the dasha will flow like this, will go like this, and again come from this. Here you see the Taurus and the Aries, that again the Aries and the Taurus, there is a same Rashi dasha are coming up. So this is Punar Agamana. Again, if you see this particularly Bharini group, here also you see the Libra Scorpio and the Scorpio Libra. This is coming up. If you see the Apasavya in the third one, you see Apasavya is not the third one, it is the number 2. Correction, this is number 2. This is Virgo, this is Libra and Scorpio, because it is a reflection of the same this thing only. It's Libra and Scorpio, here it is Scorpio and Libra. Here also you will see the Taurus and the Aries, and the Aries and the Taurus. So that is like the same dasha will again come back to your life. And as per the sutram, what it is given, that just a moment. This gati gives completely different result than the previous one. So the first time when this dasha come, it will give one type of result. But again, when it come back, it will just give a different type of result. But that's a special time. So whenever a jatak's life, this particular phases are changing, you can easily predict that something major is going to happen in this jatak life. These gatis, these gatis brings big challenges, either good or bad, in jatak's life. The gati are applicable in both dasha and as well as bhukti. That means in mahadasha as well as in antardasha, both time you have to consider this gati and make the balance dasha, the dasha calculation. So these are the jumps which are very important and which you have to understand, and you have to see both the main Mahadasha as well as the Antardasha. I will show one example. The last point is Paramayu. What is Paramayu? It is a span of the Dasha, the entire span of the Dasha. So like we have seen the particular thing, you see, let us take this example, the Padawan of Aries group. See Mars, first of all, you see what are the durations. See, Mars is 7 years, Jupiter is 10 years, Mercury is 9 years, Sun is 5 years, Moon is 21 years, Venus is 16 years, Shani is 4 years. So, if you see now, Aries is 7 years, Taurus is 16 years because it is Venus, Aries is Mars. So, 7 plus 16 is 23, Gemini is 9, so 32, Cancer is 21, so 53, Leo is 5, so 58, Virgo is 9, so 67, Libra is 16, so 83, Scorpio is Mars, so 90, Sagittarius is Jupiter, so 100. So Paramayu is 100. In this way, the duration is basically calculated. Similarly, if you calculate this, you will find this. This 185, 83, 86. Again, you see 185, 83, 86. And this is just opposite. So this equals to this. This equals to this. As well as this is the reflection of this. And this is a reflection of this. So it is it is designed in such a unique way, So that's the reason maybe people doesn't understand, and they try to avoid this particular dasha. But I hope I'm explaining, and people will understand, hopefully. So let us take one example. This is a Jatak chart. Now, first of all, you need to understand this guy is basically born in Revati Pada 1. Revati is where? You see, Revati falls here, Ashwini group. So Revati Pada 1. So Paramayu is 100 years. If it is Revati Pada 1, so the Deha Lord is Mars and the Deha Rashi is Aries. It will start from Aries Dasha, and the Jiva is Jupiter, and Sagittarius is the Jiva Rashi. So 100 years. So let us go back. So basically, first what you have to see is about this chart. This is this particular sign, the Sagittarius, which falls on the 12th house. This is the Jiva Rashi of the gentleman. And this is the Deha Rashi of the gentleman. See the Lord, Mars, it is there in the Lagna exalted. And Sagittarius is in Mool Trikona. So first what you have to see is we're trying to understand how to calculate the Dasha. So moon is in Revati. This 18-degree Pisces moon, it is basically in Revati Pada 1. So since it is Revati, so it is Sabya Nakshatra, Sabya Ashwini group. Aries is a Deha Rashi, Sagittarius is a Jiva Rashi, and Paramayu is 100. So now we will calculate how to calculate. You see, Dasha balance we are trying to calculate. The moon degree is 18 degree 15 minutes. We know that the Paramayu basically of Pada 1 is basically 100 years. So it is 100 years. Now 1 Navamsha is of 3 degree 20 minutes. So 200 minutes is equals to 100 years. If it was 85, then you have to divide by 80. Like, you have to make it proportionate to 85. If it is 83 pada 2 or 3, then you have to change it. Like that, you have to change it. Here it is 100, so I'm keeping 100. So 200 minutes is 100 years. So every 50 minutes, if you divide, because there are 4 padas. So if you divide the entire nakshatra of 3 degree 20 minutes, which is 200 minutes. So 200 divided by 4 is 50 minutes. So each 50 minutes, and 100 also divided by 4 is 25 years. So each 50 minutes means 25 years. So this particular gentleman was born in, is having 100 years of Paramayu. So he was born in 18 degree and 15 minute, 18 minute and 18 degree and 15 minutes. So this fall in the second 50-minute category. So that means 25 years already gone by. And the second, it should be in the second. It is still 18 minute, 18 degree, 20 minutes. So it is 18 minutes. So we are calculating. See, 50 minutes equals to 25 years. As we have seen that 200 minutes is 100 year. So 50 minutes is 25 year. We are just dividing it by 4 because there are 4 parts of this particular Navamsha. So 50 minutes is 25 year. That means 2 minutes equals to 1 year. So what is the elapsed time? The elapsed time is 45 minutes. Why 45 minutes? Because you see, from 16 minute, this particular Navamsha of this Revati Padawan fall from 16 degree 40 minutes to 20 minutes. 20 degree. So that means 3 degree 20 minutes. So the first 50 minutes gone. The second, here we are saying that there is a 5 minutes minus, so 41, 95 minutes. It is 95 minutes more. Okay, this is 50 minutes is 25 year, 2 minutes is 1 year. Elapsed time is 45 minutes. I'm sorry, elapsed time is 45 minutes of this particular pada. This particular pada. So out of 50 minute, if 18 minute, 20 minute, it is 50, then 18 minute, 15 degree is 15, 18 degree, 15 minutes will be 5 minutes less than 50 minutes, which is 45 minutes. That means 22.5 years. So total elapsed time is 25 plus 22, which is 47.5 years. Simply, if you also see, if you minus 18.515 minus 16.4, you get 1.75. 1.75 means basically 21 degree. So 1 degree and 35 minutes. So that means 60 plus 35, which is 95. So 95 means 95 divided by 2, 47.5 years. So 45.57 years out of this Paramayu of 100 years is already elapsed. So that means now we are distributing. So now what we have to come here is, now I'm just writing from Aries to Sagittarius. This total 9 is making 100. So I have put in the particular year durations. So already 47.5 years is gone. So if you minus 100, you have only 52.5 years, which you will have in this particular Mahadasha. So it starts from here. So 7 plus 2, 16 is 23, plus 9 is 32, and 21, which is 55. So basically in the Cancer particular Rashi, Cancer particular Dasha, this actually, till these are already elapsed. And this is where it actually is common. So since it is 52, so 21 years, so basically 32 minus, so 32 is gone, and he will get 52.5. So basically, you see, if I added this one, it's 21 plus 9 plus 16 plus 7, it comes 53. Out of 53, already 47.5 is gone. So I'll get 5.5 years in Cancer Rashi. So 5.5 here, then 5, then 9, then 16, then 7, then 10, and again then come to Aries, Taurus, Gemini, like that. So basically, this particular gentleman, Dasha, will start from the Cancer Rashi. So let us go here. You see here also it is starting from Cancer Rashi. This gentleman is born in 3rd December 1984. So basically 69 to 84 is basically 15 years and 5 months, like that. Because it is May, so 15 years, 5 months. So it is absolutely correct. So this I am using, you have to go to the option and you have to select the last one, SN Singh. So you can get it in Jagannath Hora. So the gentlemen start from Cancer, then it goes to Leo. See it, how it will be Cancer, Leo, Virgo. If you come to this, so it starts from here. Cancer, then Leo, then Virgo, then Libra, then Scorpio, then Sagittarius, then again Aries, then Taurus and Gemini, like that. So here what is happening is, this gentleman has faced Arista in Libra Mahadasha and Scorpio Antardasha, and Libra Antardasha, and Scorpio Mahadasha in Cancer Antardasha, in Gemini Antardasha. Let us understand how. You see, this is Libra Mahadasha. This gentleman faced Arista during Libra Mahadasha and Scorpio Antardasha. So this is Libra Mahadasha and this is Scorpio Antardasha. During this time, Libra Mahadasha and, I'm so sorry, Libra Mahadasha and Scorpio AD. So So why Libra Mahadasha and Scorpio Antardasha, this gentleman who has got Scorpio Sun Ketu, he suffered. You see, this Scorpio is a repetition to this Scorpio. In this particular Dasha, this Scorpio and the Libra, they are basically repeating. So this is Punargama. He lost his father during this phase. Similarly, in the Libra, he lost his mother. So there was a big change, wherein this time he actually joined the job, got a very, very good job. So it was a good, like, that was a different type of life. But when it came back, Punargama, which is Scorpio to Libra, the same Rashi repetition as we have already studied, this particular thing is particularly happened, and he lost both the parents. Then he faced Arista in Scorpio, Mahadasha, and Cancer Antardasha, and Gemini Antardasha. So notice this particular thing: Scorpio, Mahadasha, and Gemini, Scorpio, Mahadasha, and Cancer Antardasha. This is a time when he had a major issues in terms of personal front with his spouse. So this one. So I'm not going into the private thing, but trying to make you understand it was a massive problems. So that happened in the Cancer. Cancer is the seventh lord actually. And why Cancer it happened? Let us go back. You see Libra, the last one is Virgo. Scorpio, the first one is Cancer. So there is a Mandu Gati jump. One sign skipped, Leo is skipped. So he had issues. Similarly, he faced issues in the Gemini Antardasha. You see, Gemini Antardasha was 2022 to 2023. During this time, he actually left his secure job just for nothing. The life changed of this gentleman. So, Arishta wise, if you see the chart, you will find everything is so fine. All are exalted and this and that. Although too many exaltation is a problem to a chart. But severe issues, severe problems has come in this chart of life and it has changed. So now the thing is that after the Scorpio, this gentleman will start the Jiva Rashi Mahadasha and followed by the Deha Rashi Aries Mahadasha, which will come from 2027. It will go till 2044. These are the major time of this chart. So that's how actually you should understand the Kalchakra Dasha. I am not sure, how much justified I have done to make everyone understand. The Jiva and the Deha are the two component of our Ayu. So a person entire Ayu is measured as per as the Dasha. Because Dasha is what? Till the time you die. So this is a calculation of the Ayu, which is based on the two very concept of Jiva and the Deha Rashi, based on which Mahadeva has explained this Dasha to Parvati ji. And I have read from BPHS, from R. Santhanan, from SM Singh, from Ramchandra Kapoor. And after all studies and everything, whatever I could comprehend, I have tried to explain to everyone. Please do a research on this particular thing. That's my earnest request. And you should spend time after predicting from that. And I have checked at least some 50 charts and remarkable observation which I'm getting. So only thing is that in the option you go and you select this SM Singh. There the two one I have found there. There are various like process mentioned here also to test. For me, the SM Singh and the Arsan Thanan was more it was more matching, accurately matching, especially the SM Singh, which I have kept. So like that. And for any questions, you can come back to me. I will try to answer. And thank you everyone for watching this video. So thank you.